Hi, everyone. I wanted to make a little video for you so you could review identifying fractions on a number line. This is something we did in class before we left school, but that's about a month ago at this point. So I wanted to review it. So we're going to do this little review, and then you have an assignment on Think Central to do to practice this. Okay? So we're going to complete the number line to name the point. I wouldn't worry about any colored pencils here. This says write the fraction that names the point on the number line. So the first thing we have to do is figure out our denominator. Remember, numerator is your part, denominator is the whole. The D for denominator, we always said means D for down, like down in the dirt. Okay, so here they've identified the denominator for you, but I like to count it up just to be sure, to make sure I understand why that denominator is what it is. So I'll see I have 0/6, 6/6. That's 0 to 1 because any number over itself is always equal to, who remembers? Here's a hint, 1. Okay, so I just want to count how many there are to make sure I understand why that denominator is 6. Now, I'm not going to count the lines, okay? I'm going to count, who remembers what we count instead of the lines? We count the space in between the lines, okay? So I'm going to count this space as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if going from 0 to 1 gives me 6 spaces, 6 is my denominator, and the name for that is sixths. That's the funny one to say. You put THS on the end, sixths. Go ahead and say it, boys and girls, sixths. All right, so we know we have 0 and we know we have 6. So we have to figure out the pattern of what's happening in here from 0 to 6. Now, these are all pretty evenly spaced. So what fraction do you think this one's going to be? Well, it's 1 space. So if I could write in there, I would write a 1. Another space. How many sixths? 1/6, 2/6. I would write a 2 if I could write. Okay. So on and so forth. So we have 1/6, 2/6. This one's going to be 3/6. We've got 4/6. We don't have a denominator. Can you figure out what that one's going to be? Well, follow the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it, 5/6. And we could also help figure that out because up here it's 6/6. Okay? So there are, and we need to shade, write the fraction that names the point on the number line. This is where we want. So if we were doing this in class, we would get a colored pencil and we would shade all the way up here to the point. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections out of 6 equal lengths shaded. So this point shows 5/6. The name of the point is 5/6. Okay. The most important thing here is finding your denominator. This gets really easy once you figure out your denominator. And the denominator is always the number down in the dirt, down on the bottom. Okay? Let's look here. The directions say complete the number line. Draw a point to show 2/3. Well, denominator, 1 space, 2 space, 3 spaces. So my denominator is going to be, say it out loud at home if you know it. You're right, it's thirds. Okay? This is going to be 0/3. I always like to do the beginning and the end. 1, and if I know this is thirds, what does that have to be? Because any number over itself would be 1. Just like, let's say Claire over Claire would be 1. Vinny over Vinny equals 1. Yarlies over Yarlies equals 1. So 3 over 3, or 3/3, equals 1. So we got 0/3. How many thirds is this going to be? Well, 1 space, I'm going to write in 1/3. Next one, 0/3, 1/3. You got it, 2/3, okay? And then going back up to the directions, it says complete the number line, draw a point to show 2/3. If I were drawing a point in here, I have 0, 1. This is my 2/3, so I would draw a little point right there on the line. That would show 2/3. Okay. One more here that we're going to practice. And then I want you to go in and do your assignment on Think Central. Write the fraction that names the point. What is this number line divided into? It's not thirds or sixths like either of these were. This one is, go ahead and tell somebody in the house with you. Or tell your dog or your stuffed animal. Okay, good. This one is eighths. It's the word eight with THS on the end of it. It's eighths. So we need to figure out, we need to write the fraction that names the point A, point B, and point C. Well, here's point A, and I can see that the A is between 2/8 and 4/8. So what could that be? I need to find a number that's between 2 and 4 and put it over 8. Tell the person who you're with, tell your stuffed animal, tell your dog what that fraction is before I say it. Between 2/8 and 4/8 is going to be 3/8. And I really wish this was interactive and I could write it in there. Oh, okay. This is what I was looking for before. Now, this lets me type it in here. And it shows the picture, so I could write 3/8 in there, but then the picture becomes very blurry. Oh, maybe there we go. Look at that. So we have 3/8. Surprise, surprise. There's another part to this question. We need, that got kind of big. Point B. Let's just go back to doing it this way. Point B. Well, look, we have 5/8, B and C, and then 8/8. So if B is right next to 5/8, I think it's going to have to be, tell somebody near you, tell your dog, tell your stuffed animal, tell the wall. How many eighths? You're right. It's going to be 6/8. Okay? So if this is 5/8, 6/8, something, and then 8/8, what do we think point C is going to be? I want you to figure that one out and tell somebody around you that you've been telling these other answers to. Okay? So this is a review of fractions on a number line. Find the denominator by counting the spaces and then see how many you are down the line, and that's your fraction. Okay? We already did these in class. So after you watch this, I want you to go in Think Central and look for your assignment for lesson 8.5, fractions on a number line. Okay? Watch the video, 8.5 on a number line. If you have questions, office hours, or just get in touch. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.